Welcome back to Phasmophobia. If you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you could do for the channel does help me put more back into the channel for you. Today we're just going to go have a normal fun game on Nightmare. Tossing all of our good equipment. Enjoy it a little bit. Let's see, what level am I? I'm level 98. We're probably going to try to do at least our Silver Apocalypse trophy. Nah, maybe sometime this week. Maybe it'll be next week. But I'm gonna get warmed up to our equipment because it's gonna come in quite handy. Let's go to... I'm feeling Ridgeview. Let's do this.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. I've got nothing else to
There we
report,
go.
unfortunately.
Ooh, weird. Leg spike. I think I'm doing some things out of order. So, if you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you could do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. This has been one really long week, and yeah, my brain's basically melted from work. So, what do we got on the board here? Motion sensor, firelight, and parabolic, which is going to be good. We're going to be using the parabolic in the Silver Apocalypse Trophy Challenge, and trying to get the badge for it and whatnot, so that'll come in quite handy. We're doing Nightmare, so we're only going to get 2 evidence from the ghost. The breaker location does not show on the map. You don't get the sanity or activity monitors. The ghost may be a little bit more active and likely to change favorite rooms, with fewer hiding spaces, doors start open more often, that kind of deal. So let's see here, what do I want to take in? I believe on Nightmare we start with 100% sanity, but sanity drain speed is set to 200%. So, our priority is going to be getting to the breaker, getting that turned on, getting some lights turned on along the way. I think we're going to go with thermal, EMF, and UV. So yeah, get to the breaker, get that turned on, keep our sanity from draining too much too quickly, and then hunt down the ghost room. And side objective is going to be finding the ghost room. We do get cursed possessions, which is pretty nice. So, this side objective is going to be finding the ghost. Side objective is going to be finding the bone. How the hell's going through my head? I haven't played this game in over a week. Oh, nice. The breaker's up here. I hate it when it's in the basement. On this map, the only options are up here and in the basement, and there is 2 spaces in the basement where it can end up being. We're not going to turn on this light. We probably turn on this one. We'll get a couple of these lights in here turned on. Well, this is one. Try to keep my ears open a little bit. We do have tarot cards, which could be fun to play with. They found our bone. I feel like on average, most of my ghosts are near the bone location, so this is likely a downstairs ghost. We'll end up finding out the fun way momentarily. Go ahead and turn that off. Start checking for temps. 10 degrees. Still 10 degrees. 10.3. Whole house is pretty cold. But that's what I'm realizing here. What is the outside temp? The outside temp is about 8 or 9. Okay. And it's about 9.7 here, so oh, nope, just jumped up to 11. That's just the range that this thing has. Can't really use that effectively. I don't know what that reflection is that I'm seeing, but it is nothing in here. I don't hear anything happening. Don't hear or see any activity, actually, for that matter. Temperature's not going up nearly as quickly as I'd appreciate it to. 12 degrees is what we're bumping up to now. I think it just threw something upstairs. Oh, yep, kicking balls around. Okay. It's probably in this boy's room here. Yeah, 4 degrees. Okay, wow. A lot of activity around here. We're also gonna have this open and ready for other stuffs. You been touching any doors? So you haven't been leaving ultraviolet on them. Check our windows too. Ooh, I think that was... Yeah, it's this door you just touched. Alright, we're not getting ultraviolet as an evidence. That was a light switch touch, not a event. Plenty of events. Oh, EMF 5 from that radio. Nice. Immediately rules out Mimic and a bunch of other ghosts, as you can see from the page there. So I dropped off my equipment up there now. That's good to go. We gotta grab another 3 pieces of equipment, get it back up there. Just kind of keep going back and forth with the haul. EMF5 has some spicy ghosts attached to it, mainly being Raiju, Mylene, Obake. It can't be an Obake. Some of the ghosts, only about, I think, 4, maybe 5, have forced evidence. So Hantu is required to have freezing temperatures unless you're on no evidence. Obake is required to have ultraviolet unless you're on no evidence. Moroi and Diogen both have forced spirit box unless you're on no evidence. Goryo is forced dots unless you're on no evidence, and Mimic is forced ghost orbs even if you're on no evidence. So Mimic is the only ghost that'll have evidence on no evidence challenges. So the fact we have EMF 5 and that we never, like, it, what did it do? It touched the door and it touched the light switch. So the Obake has, I think it's a 20 or 25% chance of not leaving its evidence of ultraviolet behind. But it's honestly rarer than that. And the fact that it touched 2 things and never left UV on either of them, we'll still keep checking, but for the time being, I'm marking that one off the book. We will try to get some dots set up in there and around there, as well as check around for some ghost orbs. I don't believe our sanity should be too far drained. Maybe we'll try to turn on another light for the staircase here. I don't know which one of the upstairs hallway lights counts for this area here. My guess is this one's the important one. Okay, so they all suck. And there goes the breaker. So it is not a Jinn. A Jinn is incapable of turning off the breaker. Its ability is actually to turn on the breaker. There's another door touch. Still no ultraviolets being left behind. Still no ultraviolets being left behind. Alright, that's good enough for me. Ghost orbs. Our sanity is being drained right now because we're in the dark. We need to be careful about this. It is very active and very much in this room. Let's check our thermals real quick. I don't know if I turned the light on or off. I had this light on, so I turned the switch off. 1 degree. Not quite freezing. Yeah, okay, we're not going to get ultraviolet anytime soon. Alright, now I need to get out of here. My sanity's likely been thoroughly drained. I don't think we're close enough to get a hunt maybe just yet, but I'd rather not chance it. I'm gonna get that breaker turned back on. Start warming the entire house back up. So the Jinn is incapable of turning off the breaker. What this means is once I get back into a lit room, I can cross off the Jinn. I wasn't keeping track, but a shade cannot do any activity while you're in the room with the ghost. There's potential there. You know, the other ones could be ruled out. Oni is a more active ghost, and by far this ghost has been quite active during this, so that's something to keep in mind. Each of these ghosts have their own individual behaviors. Some of them are mentioned in the book. If you go under the ghost tab, let's use Oni as an example. Strength, Oni are much more active whilst people are nearby and will drain their sanity faster when manifesting. That means if they touch you with a ghost event, including the airball, well, no, not including the airball, because weakness. Oni disappear less often while hunted or prey. Ah, there it is. They are often seen in their physical form regarding their place of death. They Oni cannot do the airball ghost event, where it's that ball of fog that chases you down and does a hey kind of sound. They can't do that, so if you ever have that happen, you know you don't have an Oni. They're more visible while they're hunting, and they are considerably more active. Especially when you're in the room with them, according to that. Let's get a motion sensor, firelight, and parabolic, and get that stuff up there now. Should definitely take an incense, but where's the fun in that? I think Oni will also have dots. Oh, the other nice thing is the Goryo's dots evidence. The Goryo dots are literally invisible. You have to view them on a video cam, either in person but outside of the room, or all the way in the truck, which is kind of unfortunate because it encourages people to sit in the truck the whole time waiting for the ghost to do something. I'm against that, but it is what it is. Try to get parabolic here real quick. The tier 3 parabolic can actually go between floors, whereas the tier 1 and 2 cannot. I believe it is mentioned in the shop. It definitely doesn't count for parabolic noise. Maybe if I go over to this side, I can get a better range on it. Sorry for the sniffles. Don't know where they're coming from. Pretty as active as this ghost is. That doesn't count either. For as active as this ghost is, it is... There we go. Gotta whisper. You also gotta remember we have that there. Should be good to get up here, I believe. No decent hiding spaces at all. I'm gonna stay away from that event. No matter what, I don't want my sanity to get drained. Bro has been thoroughly active in here, without a doubt. Ultra verifying that there are no ghost orbs. Ghost may have just changed ghost rooms. Back in here. Alright. And speaking of, actually, kill that light, get out of here real quick. I'm pretty sure we're in a range where almost any ghost would be willing to hunt us right now. So from now on, we're definitely gonna be running in here with the incense. It's just a feeling I have in the back of my head after doing this enough. I don't have a way to actually quantify that. You absolutely could just have a timer and just try to keep track of how often you're, ooh, there goes the firelight. Have a timer and just try to keep track of how often you're in certain areas. When the ghost turns on lights like that, I don't believe that counts against the mirror, which we can't even get anyway, so we don't have to worry about. There's other evidence items I still have yet to even get up there and start utilizing, but it's kind of seeming like a dots ghost. Also, not something I can actually quantify, it's just a feeling I have. But until we actually get some of that evidence... Oh, there's a motion sensor going off. Yeah, might as well get up there and get some of this more evidence items up here. You only have these last two to go for. And then we'll come back out here, grab some salt, which is not only helpful for the Wraith test, but also filling up the photo book, as well as the photo cam, so we can also start getting photos of the cursed possession of Bone. There's our dots. That is just dots. So I could easily be Goryo. We weren't there personally to witness it. That's the big problem here. That's a very unfortunate problem. That does mean we don't need to take any of this crap in here, though. So now we could just take salt, because it could still be a Wraith, and photo cam. That's nice. Oh, we could also take a crucifix and just straight up prevent it from hunting. Kind of want to do that. Better photos that way. If it is a Wraith, it hasn't teleported to me, which is the Wraith's ability. The Banshee will roam to you unless it's on a different floor, and even then, as an added bonus, unless it's in a basement, then it's allowed to roam one floor. Phantom and Wraith, I believe, can teleport to you from basically anywhere. There we go. We're gonna grab this. We're just gonna stand over here in this lit room. If we see dots on the camera screen towards the top of your monitor now, but we do not see them underneath the camera screen, then that means that it is a Goryo. If you see them both, then that means it is not a Goryo. So for this, my eyeballs are literally peeled directly onto the camera. And then as soon as I see something, or if unless I can catch it in my peripheral, then I'm going to be looking to see if I can see them in person as well. This ghost is definitely against giving us dots right now. For me, that usually means that it definitely is a Goryo. I'm also keeping an eye on the motion sensor. It tells you when the ghost basically crosses the threshold of its circle. So one is usually entering and the second blink is usually it leaving. So if it never blinks and then this blinks and flashes straight at me, that means a wraith just teleported directly on top of me. I'm feeling like this is just a Goryo. It hasn't left that room. It roams out and it's done one teleporting ghost event when I was literally in the adjacent room, but that's been it. I try to expedite this process by putting more dots in here, but I might try to do that. Literally, the ghost has to interact with the dots. It's active enough as it's touching doors and windows and lights and throwing objects around. But it seems to almost not want to interact with the dots. Come on, give me something. I actually have the second dots monitor pouring into that room. And I'm also not in the hallway, so if it does dots right in front of me, I'd be able to see that as well. Ah, you can see the dots there. You can't see them in person. See that? I don't want to move. Up there it goes. Alright, so it's a Goryo. That's straightforward and simple. So, what do we want to do from here? Definitely a Goryo. No potential for Mimic. Also checked heavily for Ghost Orbs. We want to get that bone photo. I think I could just let this here for now. Yeah, it'll be fine. That's unfortunate. Thankfully, that doesn't count as the actual ghost location, but it does still drain my sanity, which would liable the ghost to hunt. However, we don't need to let this ghost hunt. So I could just take a sanity medication. Hasn't been willing to hunt yet, so my sanity's been high enough since before that event. We'll take one of these. We'll grab a couple salts. We already have a photo cam on us. We have a crucifix up there. We already got the bone photo. I could take the cursed possession photo as we pop back inside. Hopefully it does another event and we can get a ghost photo, which would be really nice. Get back up here and get this light turned back on. Now if you're... I mean, I don't even think you'd be able to do this, like, really good, but you could technically still get the dots photo of a Goryo. But you just have to be aiming at the right location and take the photo. And just kind of trust that the ghost is going to stay there. Those rolls should count. There's a couple good photos. Kind of surprised it hasn't walked through the salt yet. Oh, I never even heard it walk through the salt. Hopefully those are all turning out good. I'd like to get a ghost photo. Can I get a ghost photo? I guess it's something. Alright. That should be perfect game. Yeah. Bone, Goryo, all photos. Give it an instance just for funsies, but we're good to go. Never even had to let the ghost hunt once. Probably got close a couple times, especially after that last airball ghost event. That one was the airball ghost event. That bubble of fog that comes up to you and does the hey kind of voice line. Well, that was straightforward. I mean, I've been doing Nightmare enough that this probably looks like some of your guys' professional games, but yeah, that was Nightmare.
Welcome back.
Also, it's a Goryo, so it's not like it's a very dangerous ghost. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Maybe you guys could teach me something down in the comments below. If you could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you could do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. All of that being said, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.